One time my mom called me when I was at work and we were doing inventory. You know, you have got to count everything. And she was crying. Oh, but that's not the day. That's not the video I want to talk about. I'll tell you about that another day.
Tasty.
I messed up my stories. I was going to talk about something else. Oh yeah, never give up hope. That's what I said. I was going to talk about in the last video. So,
Sweet.
I got news that my nephew died.
Delicious.
And I couldn't believe it, man. Like, what? He's only 18 years old. Like, what happened? And there was all these questions that I had.
Divine.
You know, because like he didn't know Jesus or anything. So like, oh no, he's dead. I started, you know, crying.
Divine.
And I went home. I was going home, and I remember just feeling really grieved because he didn't know Jesus. And so I was praying on my way home. I was on the SkyTrain. I was praying in the Spirit out loud, like shakarabashika. I didn't care what people thought. I'll slay your devils if you even try to like confront me right now. I'm feeling so aggressive against the demon because he took my nephew. God is the author of life and Satan's the author of death. You know, so like I was really aggressive and irritated. And I'm like, well, you know what? There's only one thing to do. I'm gonna go raise him from the dead. And I had the aggression and the mindset to do it. The only problem is he's across the country. So there's a bit of a problem there, and I got my job to do, but it didn't matter. I was praying in tongues, and then I was going to go to a prayer meeting that night to just pray, you know, and let them know that, you know, I'm probably going to be gone for a while because I'm going to go across the country to his funeral. And I'm gonna raise him from the dead. That's my, you know, God's my witness. I think I had the faith to do it because like I was not gonna take no for an answer.
Delicious.
And so, faith works by love, and I loved my nephew. And so, I go to the meeting, and I'm upset. But on my way, I caught another bus to go to the meeting. And I'd never seen this street before. It said Graceway. It had an arrow pointing down. And I heard that he fell off a bridge. Down. Landed on the ice. And that was it. He perished. I don't know if it was instant or not. We don't know. And and I see this street called Graceway. Like, he went Graceway. I was like, what? I felt in my spirit, he went Graceway. What does that even mean? He went Graceway. And then I went into a vision on the bus on my way to the prayer meeting. And I see my nephew standing in heaven, in my mind, who doesn't know Jesus, glowing. And he looks like Jesus. There was a joy coming through him. I'm like, he looked like Jesus.
Sugar.
Like this ruins my theology. Why is the presence of God here? What is happening? So I go to the prayer meeting, and the pastors tells me the pastor talked to my mom, and they let me know what's going on. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm gonna go to the funeral, and I'm gonna raise him from the dead, and I'm not gonna take no for an answer. It sounds crazy, but that was my mindset, and it was true. Not to show off, but just like you don't care about stuff like that. You don't care about opinions. I'm going to raise him from the dead, and they're like, the pastor's like, yeah, I believe you're supposed to go.
Sweet.
From the Lord. Alrighty then, settled. I'm gonna go raise him from the dead. And they didn't say anything about raising him from the dead, but I had this ferociousness inside me to go raise him from the dead. And so anyways, I go I go across the country. I buy my ticket. As I'm going through the bags, the ticket bags or whatever, there's this stewardess lady. She checks the bags and stuff. And she said, she looks at me with like the uttermost seriousness in her eyes. And she said, never give up hope. Holy cow, dude. Relax, you know. I'm like, yeah, we need hope. And she's like, no, you don't understand. Never give up hope. Okay, thank you, crazy lady. Just put my bags through. You know, I'm on a mission. And then so, I felt like that was the Lord talking to me, but I still wasn't sure. Oh yeah, by the way, the pastor also told me, remember the vision? I saw him. He looked like Jesus, all that peace. I feel the Holy Spirit in this house right now. Never give up hope on your kids, man. Never stop praying for them, or your friends, or your loved ones, or your parents. When I got to the prayer meeting, the pastor said, before I left, the pastor said, yes, the Lord told your mother 1 week before your nephew died, God told her to travel across the country and go lead him to Jesus. And she did. Oh, it makes sense. Wow. He got born again 1 week before he died. He got born again 1 week before he died. So I wasn't going there to raise him from the dead anymore. I was going there just to...
Sweet.
I don't know what I was going there for. I wrote some songs. I was going there to sing some songs at his funeral. And I changed some of the words of like Amazing Grace, and I made it like about him and the situation and stuff like that. And long story short, because we're running out of time on this video, as I was singing the songs, I had this boldness come over me, and I said my nephew's name. I said, he's not in that casket. I saw him in heaven. And if you ever want to see my nephew again, you're going to have to give your life to Jesus, because he gave his life to Jesus 1 week before he died. I couldn't believe it. There was like, the place was packed. There was like about 100 youth in there, because he was 18 years old, right? Did I beat the stage? Just a second here. We gotta get this stage over with. And so I said, if you ever want to see him again, you're not going to see him in hell, because he's in heaven with Jesus. I saw him in a vision. And like about 60% to 70% of the young hands put their hands up. And we want to get born again. And so they did. I said, you don't understand. You're giving your life to Jesus Christ. Not to see error, but to give your life to Jesus Christ. And they said, if you want to give your life to Jesus Christ, come forward. And then I told the pastor to lead them in prayer. And he led them to Jesus. So that I couldn't touch the glory, the pastor couldn't touch the glory. And I wept when I heard this. But there was about 100 youth in the building. There was just another 100 youth outside the building. They didn't hear. They didn't get born again because we were too busy in the building, doing our thing in the building. What about all the youth that were out on the streets? It broke my heart. But I was thankful for the 60% that did get born again in the building. But we missed it when it came to those who were outside the building. If you have ears to hear, hear it.